to 12. Well, the kids in the Russian system don't get to 12 for a very long time. But as you can see, somebody can now say, a teacher can say, or a parent can say, or a school leader can say, well, our kids are doing just great. They've got the numbers through 12, and their competition only knows the numbers through 5. But in fact, what they really know are just words. The numbers they don't know. You've seen what the numbers are now. One more problem here. This thing just kind of drives me nuts. So this is place value, and again, any teacher in the room knows that this is canonical. Every book has this page. Okay, so I say it drives me nuts. Why? Well, look what they're doing. Your ones, your tens, your hundreds, your thousands. What are they trying to get at here? Well, 1 is a point. 10 is a line. 100's an area. So you've got this area, you've got this volume. What are you going to do for 10,000? I don't think the kids are going to understand a tesseract. And there are other problems with this thing. The confusion, the same confusion we saw before, is evident in this lesson. Let's compare that with what goes on in these foreign programs. And then, again, you want to understand what it is they do, how they're doing it, and why it's so effective, and why what we do is not. And the best way to do that is to go through this. Okay, let's look at the models here. I should say one thing about this. The biggest reason, aside from the silliness of changing dimensions each time you change a power of 10, aside from that, the thing you lose when you do that is you lose any sense of magnitude. They don't see the number 1,000 as bigger than 100. They see it as different. Now, I'll show you what happens in the Russian program. First of all, ones are sticks, so are tens. They're just bundled. And I won't go through these problems. But now the next lesson, they show what the meaning of place value notation is. Why you use 2 symbols, a 2 and a 0, means 2 bundles of 10, 1 bundle of 10 and 2 ones. Here, this is a beautiful problem here. Measure the length of the strips in decimeters and centimeters and write down the numbers you get. And so what they're using is a meter stick as a model for two position place value. And the kids work in meters in those countries, and so this is completely natural for them. Tying it into the number line, tying it into their experience. Okay, a little further on, they now get to numbers to 1,000, and notice nothing changes. We take 10 bundles of 10, bundle of 100. It's 100 sticks. So the kids can feel the magnitude. You can visibly see and feel the magnitude of 100. Now we're going to break 10 bundles of 10, and you get 1,000. But it's 1,000 sticks, and you can see and feel the magnitude of it. And, with this kind of focus and this kind of care in a program, this is the result. 2 or 3 pages further on from that last lesson, here are some typical problems that I thought you might like. And this, I emphasize, is toward the end of the 2nd grade text in the Russian curriculum. So let's look at one of these problems. A bakery used 48 bags of flour in 3 days. How many days will 80 bags of flour last if the rate remains the same? What would our 6th grade kids do with that problem? So Bill says 2 years. It's way more than that. Unfortunately, sometimes this gets personal. So this is a picture that my daughter sent to me of my unique grandson's work about 3 weeks ago. In everyday math, if you need to know. And it depresses me. It depresses me no end. He's in first grade. This is what they're doing. If one is interested in this sort of thing, I've produced and it's freely available on the web. I produced this monstrous book, which is the mathematics pre-service teachers need to know. And it's available, you can download it. This is the URL for that. More recently, the material I was just talking about is the content of a course I'm teaching now at Stanford. And some of the lecture notes for that course are also up, which give much more detail on comparison of how our country and the high-achieving countries do this sort of work. So there you are.
Thank you. Terrific.